to wend their way through the mountains of the region here. Again, we have the same situation. We have a number of water points, restricted again in terms of access from the crews and their vehicles. We then have some crew points which are manned by people from the organising committee, and then of course you have the individual checkpoints manned by the police to just keep a close contact and watch the progress of the horses coming around that final bend at that long uphill stretch, crossing the finish line and into the final vet gate.
Be beautiful, but it just goes right between the wadis. It is, you know, maybe a couple of
together, or will they, from the get-go, really go for it?
Well, we've got Bahrain and then UAE and then Dominica riding for the UAE, so I think we'll see those form together as three, and Zayef's in fifth, so he'll probably join that, and then we've got 4 Saudis around them, so I see them all working together at this point.
There we go, there's the top 10 positions. Bahrain still in first place, number 167 Mahmoud. And then you've got the UAE and Slovakia. Those positions haven't changed. In fact, the whole of that top 10 doesn't seem to have changed at all. 2 Bahrainis, 1 UAE, and 5 Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So they've been constant, you know, good performances through these vet gates.
Absolutely. And in the near shot there, we've got Saif Al-Mazrui.
Here we go, 7, 6 seconds, 5. The last loop, 25.5 kilometres, the red loop. And there we go, 167 out onto the final loop. Steady approach. Interesting, keeping their powder dry, I think.
Al-Amri, Dominica Kleinova, hot on the heels of Raid Mahmoud for Bahrain.
Who will be the first to break and to go?
There's our leader, looking really fresh, ears forwards.
Just taking a pull on that horse. Doesn't want it to go too fast yet.
Yeah, change the leg there, brought it back to trot, switch from the left to the right.
So we're saying that at the moment, the speeds that they're going at, this 25.5 kilometres on the last loop, it's going to be less than an hour, isn't it, really?
Undoubtedly. For the home nation then, Mohamed Al-Salmi with riding Nebras Muscat, leaving in 4th position. 55 seconds behind our leader. A small but mighty horse there.
I mean, it's a real kind of challenge here, psychological challenge. Who will, oh, look, that's a change of pace very much in terms of that leading horse. If you're on a course that is starting to twist and turn, you know, you've got to be able to be conscious of that. You've got to have a horse that will do that. I mean, for many years, endurance horses weren't even, they didn't approach this concept of changing leg. They could lead on the one leg for kilometre after kilometre. Didn't do any good to the horse, but nobody really thought about it. Now, with the degree of sophistication that's come within the discipline, here where we have this left and right, it comes into its own.
Yeah, and, you know, some nations really prioritise the schooling of horses. They're doing the kind of basic dressage. It's not about dancing horses, but it's about getting horses to listen to the rider's aids and move in the most efficient and effective way. And, you know, these horses won't be practicing dressage at this level. There just isn't the time to access to all of the crews at this point, but there are large water bouncers if horses need a drink, and the staff there passing up bottles of water. So a nice welcome break and refreshment for the riders and the horses there.
And of course, what that does is it stops these vehicles. It's exactly the same. You know, you've got to look after yourself. The longer you are continuing to compete at the very highest level,
Yep.
then the longer you have to just be careful. You can't ask too much of these horses. Now, I would say, looking at that, we're just starting to increase the pace a little bit, I think.
I agree. Yeah, chanting went on long into the night. They were chanting here, they were chanting at the podium. By the time it finished, it was dark. It was still going on.
But I mean, come on, there is an immense commitment to get to this position here. Now look,
pushing on
we've
now.
just got the front three now starting to just move a little away.
Yep.
Could this? I think this could be it, couldn't it?
This could be it. And they're looking over the. But mostly Saudi riders. Somebody from Turkey in there. Alex Shampoo from.
Of course, there was a high number of Saudi riders who started, but of course this is part of what we just looked at earlier, the development program, bringing the Saudi riders on. You know, this is the place they can come. They can experience at the highest level with international riders who are here as well.
And at €25,000 for finishing successfully today. So a great incentive to take real care, to not take any risk. If you're not going to put yourself in the competing category, then why take the risk?
Well, exactly. I mean, we mentioned earlier the first place, of course, this incredible record-breaking prize money of
Almi with Nebras Muscat, representing the kingdom. Then hanging on while the others test the pace.
And there you can see there's a Bahrain horse and there are 2 UAE horses, aren't there?
Yep. Kicking up more dust.
Yeah, I agree. You know, in some respects, the horses' ears tell a tale of their own, don't they?
They absolutely do. Yep.
There we go. 118 kilometres on the graphic. Just 2 kilometres remaining.
Start this morning at 7 a.m.
Sun just coming up.
Indeed.
And here we are.
8 minutes past 2.
Subject, of course, to passing the vetting, as we say, all the way through. But these are the potential podium finishes, aren't they?
They are. I mean, a shame for Faris Abu Ras that he couldn't repeat the performance last year in terms of sticking with them. But you never know. He could still be on the podium now. All of these guys have to pass the vet. Who knows?
It's like we were talking about earlier, of course. This has got to be a unique situation with the sport. You can cross the line in first place, and you're not even listed as a completion.
So, final water point. The Bahraini and the 2 UAE riders pushing forwards.
You've got to be careful. You've got to make sure you're close enough to your rider to hand them the water, but also make sure you're not in the way of the horses coming behind.
Indeed. And the 2 UAE riders now getting together, working together, and pushing. Here we go.
And the 167 from Bahrain.
Taking the lead then, Abdullah Ali Al-Amri with Shardel Yeager. Saif Al-Mazrui on the inside. On the outside, Raid Mahmoud for Bahrain. They're moving at a really good speed here. Saif is at a bit of a disadvantage because you come this way, the sand is deeper. The closer to the road is harder. The 2 UAE getting 3-4 lengths ahead of Raid.
167 there from Bahrain. That's Raid Mahmoud. Just perhaps starting to lose touch there. And there we look, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia horse coming through.
Yeah, not out of it, not out of the running at all.
No. But of course, they've got to be careful here. We've talked about it all. You've got to get this heart rate down. So the temptation is, no, I want to try and finish first. I want to get across that line. But no, it takes a mature riding approach to ensure that you kind of hold that back.
And Mohammed Al Salmi for the Kingdom, it looks like he has overtaken Raid Mahmoud.
Yes.
So it's now 2 UAE and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in third. Abdullah Al-Amri pushing forwards, leaning forwards, talking to his fellow countryman Saif Al-Mazrui on the inside. Looking over the shoulder.
you've got to remember these horses have done 120 kilometres, and here we are, really competitive finish, leaning forward now in the saddle. Look,
Mohammed Al Salmi's not out of it for the Kingdom. He's hot on their tails.
in fact, look, he's moving forward.
He's looking at his GPS. Rahim Mahmood for Bahrain, though, 20 lengths or so behind, not able to respond.
Could be a wise move, though, as we've said, Harry.
Indeed. That the home nation will be pleased to see Mohammed reacting, being there, keeping up with the pace. The tension grows here now as everybody aligns. The finish line, it's 4 or 5 people deep. This is a big moment, especially for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Of course, of course.
Abdullah Al Amri has got some ground then. So now it's between Abdullah Al Amri in first, Saif Al Mazrui for UAE, Mohammed in kind of joint second at the moment.
Yeah, look at it. They're just, and of course, there's no such thing as a dead heat in endurance. It's literally down to whichever horse has its nose in front. It's going to be,
after 120 kilometres, it's going to come down to the smallest of margins. Saif Al Mazrui dropping a little bit off the pace. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with Mohammed Al Salmi now in second place, and the horse is still motoring. The endurance village now in sight.
Indeed. No, I think the decision's been made there by the third place. Let's just pull back a little bit here now, and let's think these are guys who've got to get through the vetting.
Abdullah Al Amri still in lead, hot on his heels for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Mohammed Al Salmi, Nebras Muscat coming through strong, very strong. Saif Al Mazri's backed off the pace. He's not going to be able to respond.
No, indeed not. But don't forget, Harry, we've still got, like, it's you know, a kilometre and a half. A lot can happen here.
Indeed. They're really pushing now. There's a lot at stake here. Come on. Let's see. Mohammed is closing in. He's closing in for the home nation. 2 lengths. 1 length behind now.
Oh, this is a...
He's neck and neck. He looks over his shoulder. Mohammed Al Salmi with Nebras Muscat is closing in. And they turn for home. This is the uphill bit now. He really pushes on. And the roar from the crowd will spur them on into this final moment, the final straight. Mohammed is going to take the lead here for the home nation. Abdullah Ali Al Amri not able to respond.
In fact, I think the decision's been taken. I'm going to bring my horse back a little bit. But look at the crowd here. Look at the excitement. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, first place to come towards the line.
Mohammed Al Salmi with Nebras Muscat approaching the line for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's neck and neck still. Can they do it? Can they do it? This means so much to the home nation. First across the line for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed Al Salmi.
Look at the reaction. Listen to the reaction, Harry.
The first time I've been here that we've seen the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia get across the line. Here's the line.
There it is. There he is.
The second, the mind boggles.
Yes, indeed. Did on that last loop in terms of moving forward.
Let's have a look at the speed then for the
very important heart rate assessment. So let's look. Here we go.
Top right.
So
get to 15, then we'll get a reading.
Of course, if it's good after 15, that's it.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. That's how to do it. 54. So now, subject of course to everybody else in their situation, that's a confirmed second place. Of course, now there's the trot up, but looking very good. 40 meters out for the last time today. Big circle. Don't let the horse move fluidly around in a big turn. Loose rein again, as it's been all day. The other difference, of course, which we should just mention here now, is that this final trot-up, this final assessment, is done by a panel of vets. It's not just a single vet here, it's a panel of vets who all vote again, as we've talked about before. The horses are all tested in terms of taking samples and having them subsequently tested to make sure they are clear of anything that could have been given to that horse to increase its performance. So that's why you see the steward going in a couples require constant forward motion. So they can go as slow as they like, providing they don't stop. And of course they want to take as much time as possible. Just let this horse keep recovering. .78 as part of the vetting in terms of the trot-up. That there, the groom was just checking the horse, because if the horse wants to have a wee at this point, you can't keep asking it to walk. You've got to stop and let it. But no, it's fine. It's continuing now towards the veterinary inspection. Oh, absolutely. Oh, this is such a tense time for this rider. Don't even think she wants to look. Okay, heart rate assessment. There we go, 167, fourth placed competitor. Finished the examination. .108.62. Wow. 63, there we go. Under the 64. Well, listen to the reaction there. Very close. Well, that is what we talk about, you know. It's picking that time to make sure you get in. It's below 64, but don't leave it too long. Don't let those muscles start to tighten up. Now, of course, okay. Now is the trot up in front of the panel. Cameras all on the rider here. There he is, surrounded by everybody. Yeah, say number one, perhaps. Okay, here we go with the all-important trotter. Loose rein. So now returning towards the veterinary panel, they hand their votes to the president, to a member, or it could be the president of the grand jury here. It's so important, this final decision. And the grand jury, they don't release the information at this stage. The rest of the examination continues. And finally, when the vet is happy, he turns to the grand jury and he says, well, I'm happy. And everybody turns to the grand jury. In this case, it'll be the grand jury president. And he says, so am I. Hopefully. There we go. Look, checking the gut sounds. Everything is exactly the same as it's been all day. The horse has to be, as it were, fit to continue. It's as if there's another theoretical loop, another phase in front of it. So it's qualifying for the next phase. It's actually going to happen. Second check on that heart, just to ensure there's no issues in terms of the heart itself. There's the president of the jury, the grand jury, just there. There's the face of the rider. Can it actually happen? Is it going to happen? Cameras trained on him to see his reaction. It can be unbelievable. I think Harry's going to try and see if he can get a word with him. So the vet's saying he's happy. Everybody looks. And it's a pass. Unbelievable scenes here. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, number 108, in first place. Mohammed Al Salmi and Nebras Muscat. They've done it. First place in the 120 competition. What an amazing scene we see. I think he's on his way towards that. He is. He's on the way towards the water, the iced water. A mission for Alula, an incredible support to this event that Brian Dunn was talking about. And then in first place, the presentation is going to be by His Highness Prince Abdullah bin Fawad bin Abdullah Al Saud. He's chairman of the board of directors of the Saudi Arabian Equestrian Federation. I mean, what a proud day.
And even prouder for the Saudi riders to be presented by an award with their, royal family here in attendance.
الوعرة في العلا. لذلك في هذا اليوم المهم نسعد بأن يتواجد معنا في هذه اللحظات، في لحظات التتويج في هذا اليوم بالتأكيد اليوم المنشود واليوم المنتظر صاحب السمو الأمير عبد الله بن فهد بن عبد الله رئيس مجلس إدارة الاتحاد السعودي للفروسية.
So there we are. They're just waiting now for the presentation of the awards.
أيضا أدعو رئيس قطاع الرياضة في الهيئة الملكية.
Everybody keeps coming up to congratulate the winner. Smiles everywhere, whichever way you look. We've got smiles from the people who've been here all day, watched the competition take place. And I think, again, one of the most incredible things that was said by Abdullah Al Mohammed Al Amri from the UAE. He said the best horse won on the day. I mean, congratulations to the winner. I mean, incredible sportsmanship we're seeing here. And here we are. Our presentation of awards about to take place. Smiles again, as we keep saying. I mean, a wonderful day, Harry. Fursan Endurance Alula. And of course, the perfect backdrop. It has to be, didn't it?
Indeed. Zayed Al Shahbani. I've spoken to him a few times over the years here. His vision for this place, has been palpable, and what a proud moment for him to see it come to fruition.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, all of the hard work, all of the effort that's gone into it. And we have, here we go, the winner is from Saudi Arabia.
في لحظات التتويج وصاحب المركز الثالث والذي كان على إبيلا ديل أنكلوس وهو سيف المزروعي.
Yes, in reverse order they're going. So 78 in third place for the United Arab Emirates. That's Saif Ahmed Mohammed Ali Al Mazrui and the horse Abella de Lenclos. He was very pleased with his day, wasn't he?
He rode an incredibly intelligent race, very good rider.
Yeah. And of course, we said at the time, he said, no, I'm not going to do this race to the finish. I'm not going to push my horse.
I think he asked, and he didn't quite get the response he wanted.
Exactly.
But he could have continued to ask flapped away, but he just sat there neatly and, in grace, said it wasn't going to happen.
So that's the third place. Now we go to the second place, right?
Abdullah Ali Al Amri. For F3 Stables.
There he goes.
And we welcome in second place, number 70, Abdullah Ali Al Amri, riding Shardwell Jaeger.
Presentation being made by Mr. Zayed Al Sahabani, Chief Sports Officer of the Royal Commission for Alula.
نبارك لي على أشقاء من دولة الإمارات حصولهم على المركز الثالث والثاني. سارعي نحو المعالي وانشد الحلم المثالي.
For the final
في هذه
presentation.
البلد العظيمة
What's going to happen here?
ما تربينا عليه.
I don't know. I think
في أن
here
نكون
it's a very
دائما
solemn occasion. I think when he
في
comes off this,
العلو وفي
who
السمو
knows?
وفي المركز الأول. هذا ما بناه
tell
المؤسس
you what
من
happened last year.
البداية وكل أبنائه.
Here he is. Well,
ونحن الآن في
perhaps he
عهد
knows.
حكومة خادم الحرمين الشريفين.
So,
وما يحثنا عليه
just
عراب
here as we
رؤيا
come to
سيدي سمو
the
الأمير محمد بن
presentation
سلمان
to
ولي
the
العهد بأن نكون في الصدارة دائما.
Winner.
And the winner, number 108.
Presentation to be made, as we say, by
لذلك
His Highness Prince Abdullah
دائما
bin Fahd
نقول
bin
ستبقى
Abdullah Al
هذه
Saud.
الراية خفاقة.
And now we're just coming up to the opportunity for some of the broadcasters who've been taking our feed all day, and they may leave us now in this short period coming up, but of course we continue here.
Incredible day for the sport and a very proud moment for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
ورغبتك ولأنك ابن من أبناء شعب المملكة العربية السعودية. لذلك نبارك لصاحب المركز الأول ومن يرفع راية لا إله إلا الله عاليا في بطولة الفرسان ويحصل على كأس خادم الحرمين الشريفين. رحبوا معنا بصاحب اللقب مهند السالمي.
There it is, the announcement. First place.
And
Presentation by His Highness
for
Prince
the
Abdullah bin Fahd bin Abdullah Al Saud, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Saudi Arabian Equestrian Federation, makes the award to 108.
Mohamed Al Salmi with Nebras Muscat.
What a proud moment.
ميدالية يسلمها الأستاذ زياد السحيباني. اطلع فوق يا مهند اطلع.
He's not sure.
ما عمر السعودي يكون تحت أبد.
There he goes. First place.
أنتم أشقائك من الإمارات بالتأكيد في المراكز الثلاثة الأولى.
The crowd applauds and he salutes the applause.
جملة بسيطة قبل تسليم الكاس. الفخر لنا أنتم أبطال أيضا لأنكم أبطال في هذه اللعبة ومشهورين بها. ففوز مهند يعني لنا الكثير في فوزه على أبطال في اللعبة وأنتم أشقاء بالتأكيد بالنسبة لمهند وبالنسبة لسيف وبالنسبة لعبد الله فكل الفخر لنا بكم بالتأكيد.
The applause coming through. He takes the Saudi Arabian flag, puts it around his shoulders.
هذا التفوق يحصل. لذلك هذه المباركة من صاحب السمو الأمير عبد الله بن فهد بن عبد الله للأبطال. نحن الآن في اللحظة المرتقبة ومباركة من هو على رأس الهرم هنا في الاتحاد السعودي الرئيسي الأمير عبد الله بن فهد في تسليم.
Congratulations being given, and here's the award. Here's the main trophy.
الصمت والصورة تتحدث عن هذه اللحظة.
And offering the cups and trophies
presented there by His Highness Prince Abdullah bin Fahd bin Abdullah Al Saud, the trophy for the 2025 custodian of the two Holy Mosques Endurance Cup here at Alula. Now, don't drop that.
تسلم يا سيف تسلم يا سيف.
We've seen in previous years how those trophies are made and they are solid, very heavy.
And there we go, the official photograph of the finish, of the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for the winners.
تحية كبيرة للجميع.
You know, he's been rugby tackled, he's been thrown in the water, he's been thrown in the air, and now he's got this heavy trophy. And they say, no, come on, lift it above your head. Mind you, I suspect he would think he can do anything at the moment.
And now the crews will come and join the winners.
شكرا لصاحب السمو الامير عبد الله بن فهد بن عبد الله رئيس الاتحاد السعودي للفروسيه ولرئيس قطاع الرياضه في الهيئه الملكيه لمحافظه العلا الاستاذ زياد السحيباني على تواجدهم لتكريم الابطال. هذه الصوره الجماعيه فريق مهند السالمي وفخرا بسيف وبعبد الله ايضا. سيف وعبد الله ندعو الفريق التابع لكم ايضا للصوره الجماعيه. الشباب فريق سيف وعبد الله يتواجدون على المنصة للصورة الجماعية. رفقة نزل
holding the trophy now is Faris Abu Ras, who was second last year. Looks to be up there from the same stable. These two riders.
سنترك المسرح لكم للصورة الجماعية.
At one point we thought he may well be the podium.
Great sportsmanship on show.
هذا التلاحم الكبير من جميع المتنافسين من دول عديدة بالتأكيد.
Ali Mohammed up then in second place from the United Arab Emirates. That's Abdullah Ali Mohammed. Abdullah Ali Mohammed. I realise that I'm repeating myself here, but in third place from the UAE, Saif Ahmed Mohammed Ali. Fourth place for Bahrain, Raid. Fifth place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that's Faraz. Sixth place for Bahrain, Isa Hamid Dakil. Seventh place, Slovakia, Dominica. Eighth place, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Faisal. Ninth place, Germany. And in 10th place, from Syria, Abdul Rasak.